Okay, good day everyone. Welcome again into my class. So yesterday or the last time I've presented the delta method or the step rule method in getting the derivatives of a particular function. Now let's have a little review about the derivative of algebraic polynomials using the step rule method or the delta method. Okay, for the step number 1 given before is in the given equation, replace x with x plus delta x and y with y plus delta y, then simplify. And for step number 2, find delta y by subtracting the given equation from the equation obtained in step number 1. And of course, we need to simplify. Step number 3, divide both sides of the equation obtained in step 2 by delta x, and of course again we need to simplify. And lastly, for step number 4, find the limits of delta x or as delta x approaches to 0. Now let's have this example. Find the derivative of y is equal to x squared minus 5x plus 8. Y is equal to x squared minus 5x plus 8. Okay, for step number 1, we need to replace y with y plus delta y. So replace your y plus y delta y is equal to your x. Replace it with x. So this will be our step number 1. X plus delta x. Of course, we need to square it. Minus copy your 5. Replace your x by x plus delta x. Copy your plus 8. Let's simplify. So here, y plus delta y, just copy it. Expand this form. So we have x squared plus 2x delta x. Square of the delta x is positive delta x squared. Distribute 5 inside the parentheses. We have negative 5x, negative 5 delta x plus 8. Okay, we are now done in step number 1. Step number 2 is find delta y by subtracting the given equation from the equation obtained in step number 1. So let's find for delta y. We just need to transpose that y in the other side and substitute the value of y, which is x squared minus 5x plus 8. So let's do it. X squared, I'm just copying this one, plus 2x delta x plus delta x squared minus 5x minus 5 delta x plus 8 minus the original equation. We have x squared minus 5x plus 8. Okay, now let's simplify. So copy your delta y is equal to x squared plus 2x delta x plus delta x squared minus 5x minus 5 delta x plus 8. Distribute that negative side inside the sign, inside the parentheses. We have negative x squared, positive 5x minus 8. Then we will combine like terms. So we have there positive 8, negative 8, cancel it. We have positive 5x, we have negative 5f, cancel also. We have positive x squared and we have negative x squared, cancel also. So we are now in y or delta y is equal to 2x delta x plus delta x squared minus 5 delta x. So that's it. Okay. So we are now down in step number 2. How about step number 3? Step number 3 says divide both sides of the equation obtained by step number 2 by delta x. So let's do it. So step number 3, we need to divide delta y by delta x. is equal to 2x delta x plus delta x squared minus 5 delta x divided by delta x. Then let's simplify. So of course, we have delta y over delta x is equal to cancel. So we have 2x, cancel again. So we have delta x, and we need to cancel that delta x also there. We have negative 5. So step number 3 done. For the last step, find the limits of this function, this delta y over delta x is equal to 2x plus delta x minus 5 as delta x approaches to 0. Step number 4, find the limit of delta y over delta x as delta x approaches to 0, or the limits of 2x plus 4x, or no, that's not 4, that's delta x. So delta x minus 5 as delta x approaches to 0. So what is the answer? Yes, if we will substitute this delta x there, so we will arrive at this final answer, 2x minus 5. Therefore, the derivative of y is equal to x squared minus 5x plus 8 is, I will write here, y prime is equal to 2x minus 5. So this is the derivative of this given function. Now, what did you observe? Yes, it's very time consuming. Now, there is a good news in getting the derivative of an algebraic polynomial, and we call this one as the differential or the differentiation rules for algebraic functions. Okay, so there are few rules for us to get the different derivatives of a particular polynomial. So what is the first rule? The first rule says it is called the constant rule. Now, what is all about constant rule? It says here that if c is any constant and y is equal to f of x, which is equal to c, for all x, then dy over dx, or the derivative of that constant, is equal to 0. Take note that the derivative of the constant is equal to 0. Okay. Example, we have here f of x is equal to 7, and 7 is a constant. Therefore, the derivative of 7 is 0. So with square root of 5, the square root of 5 is a constant. Therefore, the derivative of square root of 5 is also 0. And we know that 4 squared is equal to 16, which is also a constant. Therefore, its derivative will always be equal to 0. So, moving on, let's have the second rule. So we have these examples. What did you observe? Okay, let's reveal the rule. This rule is called the power rule. The power rule states that if f or if y is equal to x raised to the nth power is a power function for some positive integer n, then the derivative of x raised to the nth power is equal to n times x raised to n minus 1. So like this example, the derivative of x to the 5th power, we just need to bring that 5 down, copy your variable x, and we just need to subtract 1 from the exponent. So 5 less 1 is equal to 4. That's why the derivative of x to the 5th power is 5x to the 4th power. Remember to put prime after your f just to indicate that this is a derivative. Okay, for example number 2, we have here f of x is equal to x cubed. Okay. The same manner, we just need to bring your 3 down. So that's 3. Copy your variable x and just subtract 1 from that exponent 3. So 3 less 1 is equal to 2. Okay, so that's the derivative. F prime of x is equal to 3x squared. So that's very simple. How about this example? F of x is equal to x to the 9th power. What do you think is the derivative? Okay, I guess you've got it. So, bring your 9 down. Just subtract 1 from 9. So, that's 8. So, the final answer would be y prime of x is equal to 9x to the 8th power. Very good. Now, let's proceed to the third differentiation rule. And this is called the identity function rule. When we say identity function rule, it states here that if y is equal to x, then dy over dx is equal to 1. It's very simple rule. So let's have this example. So if we have f of x is equal to x, what do you think is the derivative? Yes, it is implied that your derivative must be equal to 1. So the derivative of x is equal to 1. Now, let's proceed to the fourth rule. The fourth rule, so we have this example. So, who wants to derive the rule? What do you think? Let's reveal it. The fourth rule is called the constant multiple rule. It says here that if c is a constant and f of x is a differentiable function, then the derivative of c times your f of x, which is a function, is equal to c times the derivative of the function f of x. So just like that given example, we have the f of x is equal to 3x to the 5th power. The derivative of this function, 3x to the 5th power, is combining your power rule. We know that the derivative of x to the 5th is 5x to the 4th power. Just multiply that 5 to 3, and that would be 15. Just subtract 5 or 1 from the exponent 5, and that would be 5 or 15x to the 4th power. Second example, just multiply the 3 in this numerical coefficient 9, and that is 27. 3 times 9 is 27. Copy your variable x, let's just subtract 1 from that 3. So the final answer would be 27x squared. Okay, for this example, f of x is equal to 5 raised or x raised to the 9th power. What do you think is the derivative? Just multiply 9 by this numerical coefficient 5. So 9 times 5 is 45. Subtract 1 from that 9, and that would be 8. So the final answer or the derivative of the function is f of x is, or f prime of x is equal to 45x to the 8th power. So that's very simple rule. Now let's proceed to the fifth rule. The fifth rule is called the sum and difference rule. Okay. According to the rule, if your f of x and g of x are differentiable functions, when we say differentiable functions, these are functions that their derivatives are existing. Then, the derivative of your f of x plus or minus your g of x is equal to the derivative of your f of x plus minus the derivative of your g of x. Don't be confused on the given notations in this rule. Okay. Let's have example for you to understand further about that certain rule. Okay. Here. So we have 3 examples. We have f of x is equal to 5x to the 4th power plus 3x cubed minus 6x plus 8. Okay. So let's go back there. I'll use the whiteboard. F of x is equal to 5x to the 4th power plus 3x cubed minus 6x plus 8. Okay, combining the different rules presented before, your f of x, 5x to the 4th plus 3x cubed minus 6x plus 8, just multiply this exponent to the numerical coefficient 5, and that would be 20. Always subtract 1 from the exponent, so that would be 3 or cube. Copy your plus sign. 3 times 3, multiply the exponent to the numerical coefficient 3, and that's 9. Subtract 1 from the exponent, that's 2. So, in the constant multiple rule, it says that the derivative of 6x would be 6, and the derivative of a constant is 0. So, there's no need for you to write 0 there. Therefore, your derivative or your f prime of x is equal to 20x cubed plus 9x squared minus 6. Now, let's take the second example. F of x is equal to 6x to the 4th power minus 7x cubed plus 5x squared. So, your f prime of x, just write the final answer. 4 times 6 is 24. Less 1, 4 less 1 is 3, minus 3 times 7 is 21, 3 less 1 is 2, 2 times 5 is 10, less 1 is 1. So this would be your derivative, or your final answer. For example number 3, f of x is equal to 7x to the 4th power minus 5x to the 3rd power minus x plus 8. The secret here in applying your sum and difference rule, just get the derivative of each term. That's it. That's the rule. So let's take this first term. Let's take its derivative. 4 times 7 is 28. Copy your variable. 4 less 1 is 3. Copy the minus sign. 3 times 5 is 15. Copy your variable x. 3 minus 1 is 2. Then the derivative of your constant or of the minus x is 1. And the derivative of 8 is 0. And there's no need for you to write 0. So these are the final answers or the derivatives of those 3 given polynomials. Okay, let's proceed to the 6th rule. The 6th rule is the product rule. The product rule states that if your f of x is equal to g of x are both differentiable functions, then the derivative of your f of x times your g of x is equal to the function. Copy your function x or f, multiply to the derivative of the second function g of x, then plus, copy your g of x function, then multiply it to the derivative of the f of x function. Okay, let's simplify the rule. So I've come up with a notation for you to remember the rule. Let's replace the f of x in the function u. Okay, I will replace the function f of x by the u function. And I will replace the g of x by the v function. Diba? uv. Okay, according to the rule, the derivative, the derivative of u times v is equal to, copy your u function, get the derivative of the v function, plus copy the v function, get the derivative of the u function. So in getting the derivative of a product, just remember this notation, u dv plus v du. Ulitin natin, u dv plus v du. Meaning, u, copy your u function, that's the f of x function, get the derivative of the v function, that's the second function, always add it with your v, copy your second function, that's the g of x, and always multiply it to the second or the first function f of x. Mag-example tayo para mas maintindihan nyo na mabuti. Okay, let's have example number 1. Example number 1 says f of x is equal to 4x minus 3 times 2x plus 5. Okay. It is important for us to identify where's the u function and where's the v function. Of course, the first function would always be your u, and your v function will always be the second function, 2x plus 5. And according to the rule, it's u, find the derivative of v, plus v, find the derivative of your u function. Just follow this one. Okay, let's do it. Okay, so your f prime of x is equal to always copy your u function, which is your 4x minus 3, multiply to the derivative of the v function. Let's take the derivative. What is the derivative of 2x plus 5? Yes, the derivative of 2x is 2, and the derivative of 5 is 0. Wag yun ang isulat yung 0. Plus, always add plus. Copy your v function. Your v function is 2x plus 5 times the derivative of your u. What is the derivative of 4x minus 3? Yes, the derivative is 4. Then let's distribute that 2 here. So this would be equal to 8x minus 6 plus, distribute that 4 here. We have 8x plus 20. Then let's combine like terms. We have 8 and 8, and that would be 16x. We have negative 6 plus 20, that's positive 14. And this is now your f prime of x, or the derivative of that given function. Very simple, right? Okay, let's take the second example. The second example is... Okay, burahin ko lang. The second example is... f of x is equal to 3x squared minus 4 squared. So here, there is another method in solving the derivative of the quantity 3x squared minus 4 to the second power. And since our topic here is about the product rule, now we just need to apply the product rule. Now, if I'm going to ask you what is the u function and what is the v function, yes, the u and the v are the same. So this given function f of x can be rewritten in your 3x squared minus 4 times itself 3x squared minus 4. So kaya mayroon tayong square, di ba? That's the use of the exponent. That's the number of times we will multiply the number to itself. Okay. So this would be our u function, and this will be our v function. And the notation u dv plus v du. Okay, let's solve now. So f prime of x is equal to, what is the u function? The u function is 3x squared minus 4 times, what is the derivative of v? Yes, the derivative is 2 times 3 is 6. X minus 1, so x na lang siya. Plus, of course, since they have the same u and they have the same v, we just need to copy this one. 3x squared minus 4 times 6x. Okay. So, the final answer would be let's simplify. 6 times 3, that's 18. x cubed minus 6 times 4 is 24x plus 18x cubed minus 24. So what? May x pala dun. Tama. 24x. So the final answer is 18 plus 18 is 36x cubed minus what's 24 plus 24 is 48x. So this would be your f prime of x final answer. 36x cubed minus 48x. Okay, iwan ko na lang sa inyo yung pangatlong example. You may find the derivative of the quantity of 3x squared minus 5x plus 1 times the quantity of the 3x squared minus 4. Okay. You may write it on the comment section, then I will check it later na lang. Okay? Now, let's proceed to the 7th rule. The 7th rule is the quotient rule. Of course, kung meron tayong sum and difference, meron tayong product rule, hindi mawawala yung tinatawag na quotient rule. So, the operation involved here is division. According to the quotient rule, if f of x is equal, or if f of x and g of x are both differentiable functions at x, with g of x should not be equal to 0. Kasi kung yung g of x mo ay 0, then it is now undefined, right? Then the derivative of f of x divided by g of x is equal to, copy your g of x function times the derivative of the f of x function minus your f of x function times the derivative of your g of x function, and always divide it to the square of your second function, which is your g of x. Now, masyadong confusing yung notation natin, right? The rule. Sige, sisimplihan natin ulit yan katulad ng ginawa natin sa product rule. So, let's take the numerator be the h, or the high, and the numerator be, or the denominator I should say, be the low. High over low. H divided by L. High divided by low. So, malinaw yan. So, if we try to get the derivative of this, d over dx of your h over L, the function or the rule says it's low derivative of high minus high derivative of low divided by low or low squared. Ulitin natin. The rule says we need to copy your denominator, multiply the derivative of the numerator, always minus, copy your numerator, get the derivative of the denominator, divide it with the square of the denominator. Diba? Simple lang. Low d high minus high d low over low low. Okay. Example tayo para mas maintindihan natin. Let's take this one. F of x is equal to x squared. F of x is equal to x squared plus 3 over 5x plus 4. It's obvious that this is our high and that is our low. Our high is x squared plus 3 and our low is equal to 5x plus 4. Okay, the rule says it's low d high minus high d low over low squared or low low. Sundan lang natin yung rule na yan. Ano ba ang low natin? Kopyahin mo yung low. The low is 5x plus 4. Multiply the derivative of the high. What is the derivative of the high? X squared plus 3. Yes, you're right. It's 2x. Minus, okay, minus natin. Copy your h or high function x squared plus 3, then multiply the derivative of the law function. What is the derivative of the law function? 5x plus 4? Yes, you're correct. It's 5. Very good. Divided by your law squared is 5x plus 4, then square. Okay. Then let's just simplify. So this is 2x plus 5x or times 5x is 10x squared. 2x times 4 is positive 8x minus, don't forget the bracket, 5 times x squared is 5x squared. 5 times 3 is 15 over your 5x plus 4, the quantity squared. Then let's simplify more. We have 10x squared plus 8x minus 5x squared plus 15 all over 5x plus 4, the quantity squared. And now for the final answer, that's your f prime of x. Isingit ko dito. Pagkasyahin natin. So we have 10x squared minus 5x squared is 5x squared. 8x, wala siyang kasama. So just copy your 8x. Then wala rin kasama yung 15. Just copy your 15. All over your 5x plus 4. The quantity squared. Now, if you're going to ask me, sir, hindi ba pwedeng i-expand natin yung 5x plus 4? Of course, pwede, pero for what pa, di ba? Hindi mo rin naman siya maika-cancel. So, there's no need for you to expand that. Huwag mo nang pahirapan yung sarili mo. Just follow the rule. Just put square on the denominator. So, we have 5x plus 4, the quantity squared. So, ganun lang siya kasimple. Now, let's have more examples. Gusto nyo pa ba? Okay, I will let you answer the second example. Again, just write your final answer, be it a text form or a photo in the comment section. Walang problema sa akin. Or you can just PM me for me to check your seat work. Yes, you're right. This will be your seat work to me in this topic, the differentiation